Alright, so I'm out here camping with the family and borrowed a tent from a guy at work, and he has the REI Half Dome too, and so me and the wife stayed in this one and the kids stayed in my drifter. Got a chance to get an idea of what it's like. So to do a quick walk around, we're here just at the state park, camping for the week, and it's my daughter's birthday. The first thing I want to kind of note the differences between mine and this one is this one has these nice vents in here, and it's not just one, there's two on this side, and if you walk around there's actually two on the other side. The cool thing is if you don't like the vent, you can just pull it down, close it up, especially if it's going to start raining or whatnot. But it is 106 out, so we'll leave that open. This rolls back just like the other. Some other stuff that I'm going to note here. Let me show you the other tent, and then I'll kind of show you this one here. Alright, so the difference is this here is the Drifter 2 that you guys have already seen the review on. The interior space inside of this one is smaller for sure. At least the top portion of it absolutely is smaller in every way. The side panel here, you can see touching the ground with my hand, it goes all the way up. I mean, that's a pretty good distance. So there's no airflow in this section of the tent. And up here's all mesh on my Drifter 2. Let's go over to the Half Dome and I'll show you the difference in that. Alright, so this is the Half Dome. You can see here it goes up to about here on me. So there's about that much difference in height on the side panel on it. My Drifter is definitely taller, and I can tell you from experience so far that I'm pretty sure if I were to purchase another tent, I'd want one with even a smaller side panel on it. I realize this is kind of for privacy, but if you want privacy, just close up the flaps on the side. I absolutely love the ventilation on this one is better for sure. I think on the next one, if I were to purchase one, I would get one with almost all netting here, and if I could get it with the vent on the top to allow that airflow to come up, that would be an option I would highly be looking for in tent comparison. So this one stakes out almost identically to the other tent. Let's take a look inside. Alright, one thing I can see right away, and I've noticed this the other day, was when you roll up the door, the cinch right here to kind of lock it off is here. But look at all this extra hanging down there. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the way it's designed, maybe there should be another one to roll up this section here. Maybe I just don't know how to do it. We'll have to see. Alright, I was able to play with it a little bit. Just kind of pulled some more material through the loop and kind of got it out of the way a little more. Honestly think that could be a little bit different. So I've got two pads in here. I've got my bigger thermarest. It's definitely one of the larger ones, and I've got my other thin thermarest. Let's take a look inside. And here's a comparison for room. Got this pad is fairly large. If I were to put two of these larger pads in here, maybe I could get two of them, but it would be a tight fit. This is of course my Trail Scout regular that you guys have seen me use for many years. And inside here, a few things that I do like, obviously, is the mesh. It has two mesh pockets in here, one on this side and one on this side. So I'm sure one person could use one pocket and the other person could use the other pocket. It was great. I put a light up in there, and this fabric up top helped reflect that light back down, kind of dispersed it a little bit. That was very nice. The door opening is definitely adequate to get out. Vestibule over here, They're okay, for sure. They do the job. One thing I do like is the ability to sit up in here. Well, 2 people could easily sit up in here. You could see that my pad was touching the one end. This gives you kind of an idea of how much room was left at the top. About a hand span. Okay, so this is the wing that comes off the tent for the vestibule. And this is their cinching system on it. Something, I don't know, it's okay. Guess I can't really complain. There's a stake. The thing I'm not sure about is this part of the cord to cinch it down. It's just got a groove. I can't get it out probably while I'm holding the camera, but well, there it is. You can see the cord just slides up in it. I would think after a while that would not be good on the cord and the plastic, but I'm sure only time will tell. It does work great for actually locking it. It does lock it in there nice and... Alright, so from inside, I'm not sure if you can quite tell that, but the Rainfly is touching the tent down there. Something I would not prefer. Let's go outside and look. Alright, so this is that side where it's touching. Same thing on the head end or foot end. They're virtually the same. They do have a tie out here that you could tie it out to help pull it away, but honestly, if they could have done that to where it wasn't needed, that would have been pretty cool. Just something extra to carry and another stake to have to worry about. Alright, so this one doesn't come with a footprint, but the person that purchased this one bought a footprint. It just hooks in there. The pole sets down into the grommet on the tent, the footprint, and the actual Rainfly, which is attached right here. It has a nice little buckle. You can loosen it up. I'll grab this fairly strong plastic D-ring here and cinch it up to give the top of the tent rigidity. Now I'll show you some more tie outs up this ridge here. There is another tie out here, so you could stake it out. So overall I was fairly impressed with it. It's definitely helping me narrow down as far as what a person may or may not want. That's what I may or may not want. Really love these vents, like I showed you earlier. That's a huge plus, and you could easily access those from inside. All right, so this is the Drifter 2. Here's a comparison with the pads in it. I got that pad setting all the way at the end. Take a look up to the top. It's about the same, about a hand width. And as far as width-wise, I would say the half dome has to beat by a few inches. Alright, I have this door on the Drifter 2 open and locked back. Notice there's nothing hanging in the way. It nicely cinches itself up. No extra material flapping around. So the Drifter 2, you can easily stand or sit up in here. Probably 2 people sitting up might be a bit much. If you did do that, you'd want their head down there, ears up here. But being the land that you always set your tent on usually has some kind of slope to it. Both your heads are normally going to want to be at one area. So I got plenty of clearance up here. If I were to lay down in here, you can see my body does fill up the whole area. I've got room even to, put my arms above my head if I'd like to, without touching the tent. But there is this sidewall here. It's not vertical, like the half dome. Let's go check it out. So we're in the half dome. Feels like the head clearance here, it's good, as far as at least for me, but it is a little bit tighter. Sitting up in here, not a problem at all. 2 people could easily sit up. Tent walls are more vertical, so you don't have to worry about that at all. As far as laying down, we have plenty of room here. I can still put my arms above my head and still have plenty of room. Overall, I like the space in this one. It definitely gives you more of an open feel if you have two people in there. Or one more feature that I overlooked, honestly, to be truthful, in the half dome is it has these little side pockets. You couldn't put much in there. They're fairly narrow. I mean, you can see at the very bottom it's nearly 2 fingers wide, and at the top it's about 4 fingers wide. I can fit my hand down in it. That's about it, and that's actually on all 4 corners of the half dome. Alright, so I'm pulling the Rainfly off here. On all 4 about middle sections of the pole, there is an actual Velcro tab holding the Rainfly on like that. So you do have 4 of those to pull off. And at one of the middle supports up here, you have a little tab that you have to pull that off also. So this can be done without the Rainfly. Alright, so that's what the Half Dome 2 looks like without the Rainfly. It definitely has a decent amount of mesh to allow some airflow, but like I said, if I were to purchase a tent, I would like to get those side panels down a little bit lower. Now, of course, if it was a 4-season tent, that probably wouldn't be the case. But I guess you sacrifice a little bit of security sometimes when you have a little bit more mesh. As far as taking it down and putting it up, this bottom section of this pole here is black to match the black tab down here, so you really can't get that confused. These clips come off fairly easy and they snap back on fairly easy too. Let's go ahead and take it apart. Here's also the example of the orange pole matching what would be, I guess, the red tab. As you can see, the poles are freestanding up right now, so it's a freestanding structure. You actually don't necessarily have to stake it down, but of course if a wind's going to come up, you'll want to do that. You can just put just the Rainfly on if you don't want the tent. But if you do that, you're going to need the footprint, which is a separate purchase from what I understand. Or you can do without the Rainfly, of course, and just have some open air. I will say the trickiest part was setting this thing up, and it has a lot to do with this pole system here. When I pull this apart, I'll show you, but it's definitely a press fit. Alright, so this is the part I wanted to show you that was really press fit. See that silver collar? Once it's in there, it's fairly good, and then you gotta kind of crank it over. Now, it feels kind of scary to crank that over to pop in the other side, but you're just fine. Pull that out of there. Start taking it. Alright guys, that was a quick comparison of the REI Half Dome 2 to the Mountain Hardwear Drifter 2. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, let me know. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one.